So this is a little hike. That's a really good spot to talk about geology, because in front of me, that's looking east, and that's like the high plains. So down there is, roughly about 5,000 feet of elevation, and then you come right up into the front range right here, and it doesn't take long before you're right in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, and that's Rocky Mountain National Park over there. And that's Meeker and Long's Peak is one of those, and you can see in the clouds some of the peaks trying to show through the clouds, and then there's this valley, and then it's the little town of Lyons is right up here, just tucked up into the hills. And so, it's still kind of the same idea as the Appalachian Mountains and the Piedmont, except for it's all very consolidated. In the Appalachians, you can drive into the Piedmont, and the Piedmont goes on and on and on. We call it the foothills, but these are also foothills for the Rocky Mountains. It's just that everything's a lot more condensed, and it tells you something about how they were formed, and also they're young. The Rocky Mountains are a young mountain range compared to the Appalachians, and the Appalachian Mountains have weathered over much longer than the Rocky Mountains. And there was a mountain range called the Ancient Rockies that was basically in the same zone as the modern day Rockies. They weathered down, and then they went through another rebuilding period. But it's been a very long time since the Appalachian Mountains have went through a mountain building period. And so a lot of the foothills in the Piedmont area, leading into the Appalachians at one time, were high peaks, and then the mountains that were in the Appalachians, they think, were on par with the Himalayan mountains. So they were at one time 20,000 plus foot peaks that have been eroded over hundreds of millions of years. But the Rocky Mountains were last forming only like around the time of the dinosaurs. So yeah, it's much same processes, generally speaking, but much more condensed. I mean, you can drive from down here on the high plains, which were in the middle of the continental shelf, and of course in the Appalachian Mountains, you're close to the edge of the continent. So, from the Outer Banks of North Carolina, that's eroded sedimentary material coming all the way down, very low ground, and before you start to get into higher ground. Whereas here, being in the middle of the continental shelf, that we're already at a high elevation to begin with, and then the mountain range built up, and it only takes you about 30 minutes to go from down here to up there. In about less than an hour, in a car, you can, if the weather's good and you can drive all the way to the top of some of those high areas, 12,000 feet in a car, in less than an hour. So you can't do that when you think about the Piedmont area of the Appalachians. It takes a long time to start at the beginning of the Piedmont, the foothills, and drive into the mountains, and then drive up into the mountains. But still the same general idea, though, and it's beautiful.